What's going on, YouTube? R to the double E dash to the ZON coming at you once again, man. And I'm coming at you to make this video, add a little bit of content to the channel. I know it's been about a week since you guys have had new content. My apologies for that, but there's a reason. You can probably hear it in my voice. I'm a little under the weather. It's been rough these last couple of days, man, but I'm going to soldier through it and the congestion and all that. I'm going to soldier through it, try to get this video done, man. I'm going to talk about a couple things today, man. First and foremost, we just got confirmed over the last 24 hours. Excuse me. You keep fluids in me, man. We just got confirmed over the last 24 hours that we're going to have a Nintendo Direct tomorrow, September 14th, 2023, starting at 7 a.m. Pacific time, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, I'm on the East, so for me, thankfully, it starts at 10 a.m. I will be live streaming it on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Reezonoticz. That'll be in the description below, so you guys can get with me there. Yeah, man, I'll be live streaming an entire watch along and reaction. The direct starts at 10 a.m. as I said, so I'm gonna be going live at 9 a.m. On my channel, twitch.tv/Reezonoticz. I hope you guys will show up there. Some of you guys, man, at least, and support me. Get in there, get in the chat so we can chop it up. I'm starting at 9, an hour before, so we can have a little bit of a pre-show. And in there, I'll probably just be, playing a game or something, streaming some gameplay, probably of Starfield or something. And we could, chop it up and discuss what we hope to see in the Nintendo Direct, our dreams, our fears, our worries, and all, our predictions, man. So yeah, that'll be tomorrow. Also, we're gonna be talking about Starfield in this video. As you know, Xbox's biggest game of the year, pretty much, just launched September 6th, a little bit over a week ago. I've been playing it since launch. Phenomenal game. We're gonna be talking about that, the reviews it's gotten, the feedback from all these different publications, my personal thoughts and experiences with the game, and is there anything else? Not really, man. So yeah, bro, we can just jump into it right now. I guess we'll start with Starfield. So Starfield launched September 6th, man. And finances being tough right now, and my situation being what it is, I can't really be spending money on games right now, which is what breaks my heart because I know that Mortal Kombat 1 comes out next week, and chances are I'm not gonna have it on day one. I probably won't have it for a while, so that's gonna suck. But glory be to God that there are services like Game Pass where a big time game like Starfield is there day one. So I was able to download it. I've been enjoying it since launch, man. Really since midnight, September 5th, right when it became September 6th. Boom, I was on. I'm just gonna say first and foremost, the game is phenomenal. Believe the hype. It is that business, bro. Straight up, it is immersive, expansive, huge, overwhelmingly huge. Might I add? Keep in mind, it's not the type of game that you can go in expecting balls to the wall action from opening tip. It's not that. It ain't that kind of party, man. This is a slow burn. This is a slow get into it, get introduced to, the world that you're in, the worlds you will be exploring and traveling to, your ship, your crewmates, your people in your party, certain NPCs that you'll have to, speak to and all that. And in true Bethesda nature, it's one of those games, it's an RPG, where your interactions, conversations, questions you ask, manner in which you answer questions you are asked by NPCs and characters you interact with matters. And that shapes the story, and it shapes the way the game is going to turn out. It shapes the direction and the course of the adventure that you're about to embark on, man. So it is huge. It is awesome. Like I said, I'll probably be streaming some of it tomorrow before the direct, and maybe I'll continue after. Depends on, if you guys are there and you guys want to watch. But I didn't start streaming it from day one because I knew going in this is going to be the type of game that, I don't think anybody wants to sit there. Maybe I'm wrong, and if I'm wrong, you let me know, and next time I'll do it that way. But I don't think anybody that wants to sit there and watch me, for an hour plus creating my character and going through all the different details and all the little intricacies that you can manipulate and control in that character creation and all that. And getting into the very beginning and gist of how the game's going to work. But now that I've had a good amount of hours with it, I'm, pretty much I'm exploring, I'm going on missions, I'm doing my thing. Now I think it will be more interesting and more fun for people to watch. So, um, yeah, bro, the game is phenomenal, man. First of all, I'm just gonna say graphically, it is drop dead gorgeous, especially in the environments, man. Holy Lord, who sits on the throne, man? Listen, man, look at here. The environments are damn near photorealistic, bro, and humongously expansive. Anywhere you like, basically on the planet, anywhere you go, you can see, you can walk to, bro. There's a lot of depends on the planets you're on. There's alien wildlife that you interact with and scan and sometimes have to take down. There's different minerals and materials to mine and cut out of rocks with your cutter. There's caves to explore, bases, research facilities. Just bro, it's ridiculous. Cities. You're opening the city that your base is at, New Atlantis, bro. It's gorgeous, man. It is like it's like Bethesda really they really created a sci-fi paradise, bro. It's yo, this game is basically in my mind, in my primitive mind, the way that I see this game, it's literally Star Wars and Zelda married, living happily ever after. It is fantastic, bro. Uh, it's got that Star Wars Mass Effect type feel as you go to different planets, interact with different species, different races, different characters, different people. Um, Different people can join your crew. You can assign them to different roles. Uh, it takes a lot to get you. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's overwhelming, dude. If you get overwhelmed with big games, the games that give you a lot of options and all that, and I'm guilty of that, bro. Sometimes I'm like, yo, this is too much. You gotta be willing to soldier through. I'm gonna say that. At the very beginning of the game, you gotta be willing to take your time and get accustomed with these systems and how the different systems within the game work and all that. And I'm still learning that now. But you do that, bro. First of all, like, okay, for example, when I first started playing, I'm gonna tell you straight up, within the third or fourth hour of playing, I was already like, okay, I'm having fun. Okay, this is crazy. Oh, let's go explore this. Let's go explore that. I was blown away to see they actually have our solar system in the game. Like they have countless. I mean, it's a huge universe. Where when you zoom out and you look at the entire star map, the entire star field, there's a bunch of different. I didn't even count. I should have counted, bro. There's a lot of different galaxies, like different star systems. Damn, I get that on my glasses. Different star systems and stuff like that. And then there's within those systems, there's different solar systems and things of that nature. And one of them is ours. And instead of being called the solar system or the Milky Way or whatever, it's called the Sol system, SOL. And there you have the sun, you have Mercury, Venus, Neptune, Earth, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Pluto, all of them. And it's crazy. And you can go to any of them. You can go to them. It's insane. The first place I went to, because it was actually part of my mission to go to that system. One of the story missions, one of the main, because there's a bunch of side, bro, so many side, dude. But yeah, you go there, and it tells you to go to the moon, to Earth's moon, our moon, and they call it Luna, which is a Spanish word for moon. And you land on the moon, dude. Like, and I'm like bouncing around and looking at, bro. It's so lifelike, bro. I'm just like, yo, this is insane. The amount of detail they put into these environments, right? Uh, so yeah, bro. But we went from there. We went to freaking Jupiter. We went to Neptune. We went to Venus, and you could tell, bro, that they did a lot of research as far as our very limited, but our scientific understanding of what we believe and we know these worlds to be made up, the gases in the atmosphere, what the surface is like, what the skies are like. Oh, it's crazy, bro. It's they're actual living, breathing worlds. Now, here's the thing, bro. Again, like I said, this game is phenomenal. I don't see any real faults with this game. Of course, it's not a perfect game. There's no such thing. But it's a Bethesda game, and by that I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean that in a excuse me, the type of games that Bethesda makes, big open world games. For the most part, your Fallout's, your Skyrims, and things of that nature. When you create worlds that big and that ambitious, no amount of testing or screening is going to eliminate every possible glitch or bug. You're going to, as players, you're gonna come across some of these things, right? You just hope that what you come across isn't game breaking. But so there are little things here and there are little quirks. It is janky in certain areas. Whatever, who cares? That is the worst of what I've seen. It's been a seamless, humongous, expansive, phenomenal adventure up until this point. I'm about 25 or so hours in. Um, I was playing it every day since launch, and then I kind of went like 2 days here without playing it, 2 days here without playing it. So, but yeah, man, I've been on that, man. I was playing it last night again. And I'll give you a quick example. One of the things I think might be a bug that I ran into. Uh, it might or it might not be. I really can't tell, bro. I think it might be because I saw other people complaining about the same exact thing, but I don't know if I made a mistake, like a memory mistake in myself, like not remembering something, and they might have done the same thing, and we're all complaining about the same thing. I don't know. Either way, basically, I had to in one of the main story missions, I had to go back to a planet called Vectera. Now, I'm not gonna ruin what I did there, what I was told to do there. I'm not gonna spoil any of that for you. But I had to go back to that planet, and when I went back to that planet, I landed. I completed the task I was sent there to do. I wanted to go back to my ship. My ship was gone. Like it was gone. Like I was standing where I was certain it was supposed to be, according to the map and everything, and it was gone. So I couldn't leave, and I was like, "Yo, what the hell?" So I started looking it up, and people were complaining about the same thing. Now the way I resolved it was, I went back to previous save files, and then because I also had a lot of loot on me, a lot of inventory, and when you have a lot of that on you, you can't fast travel. So I went back to a previous save file where I was still on that same planet. I did what I was supposed to do, and I got rid of the stuff I had on me, which I didn't want to do, but I had to. And then I fast traveled to where the map said my ship was. Now that's where I was like, okay, maybe this wasn't a bug because I got there, and again, this was I got there, I did what I was supposed to do. I saved. A day or two went by, I went back to play, and I picked it up again. And then so I could have not remembered where I landed my ship. I thought I landed it right there where I was at because there's a big landing, big like a helipad, like a landing pad for your ship there at the base where you're at. So you would assume you landed there. But when I went to go fast travel, it was like the mining area, which is where I was at and where that space was. And then there was real close to it on the map. But again, this is a huge world, so real close on the map, you could still be far away, walking wise. Real close on the map was landing area. And I clicked there and it let me fast travel there and it was my ship and it was out in the middle of nowhere. It was, and so I was like, okay, it could be that I landed and then walked some distance to the mining facility. So I don't know. But let's say that was a bug. Okay, that's stuff that they gotta patch out. But that's gonna happen. But as far as my overall experience with the game, phenomenal, dude. It's early and I already have it up there with Tears of the Kingdom. Like right now, if this were to win Game of the Year over Tears of the Kingdom, I wouldn't fight it. It's right there with it, and I'm only 20 to 25 hours in, bro. I mean, it's fucking spectacular. Sorry, I'm trying to stop the cursing, but it's spectacular, bro. So yeah, man. So I wanted to go through a review roundup of the game from different publications because I didn't really pay attention because one thing you guys need to know about me, if you don't already know from watching my channel, I for a long time now, man, have stopped really giving any importance whatsoever to review sites, to the IGNs, to Game Radar, and I'm just naming websites. There's nothing against them personally, but I stopped giving them any importance in my decision making as far as whether a game is good or not. Because with the accessibility we have today with services like Game Pass, with in social media, actual players, actual users who are not bought and paid for reviewing games and giving you their honest opinion, I go more off that and my own experience with the game than I ever will go with an IGN review or one of these big media outlets. I look at these big media outlets like in politics in the real world. You got Fox and CNN and all this. They're like the main media outlets of society, of politics. You don't trust either one of them, dude. Like they all have their agendas. So it's the same thing with in the video game world. You go back to my videos 15 years ago on the same channel. I was in 2007, 2008, and around there. I was talking about how there's a huge anti-Nintendo Wii bias in the industry because while that system was kicking the dog snot out of PS3 and 360, it was still the butt of many jokes. It was still the recipient of much to do about nothing negative criticism from IGN and other websites. IGN was a huge culprit of this back in the day, back in that time. Of how but it's still just a standard definition console, and it's so underpowered, and it's really just a kid's toy. People only buy it for Wii Sports, even though the Wii had the highest attach rate of any console of that generation with its games and its console. Take that for what you will. It's called facts. They were slamming on the Wii, and it's like now it's kind of like like the Bible says, man. There is nothing new under the sun. What has been is what will be, and we're repeating history right now. Now they're doing the same thing against Xbox. Now what I've noticed is that every time a big time game comes out and it has the X on it instead of the PS, every time a big time game comes out and it's green and white instead of blue and white, it gets crapped on by these media outlets relentlessly. And more often than not, I go and I investigate these reviews and I read them or I watch them and I see what it is they're complaining about. Then I play the actual game and I'm like, yeah, you're full of crap. Everyone sees it. You fool no one. No one. Not even the simple-minded anymore, because even the simple-minded have social media and have access to these games more than ever before. You fool no one. No one cares. No one cares. You are not important anymore. This isn't 2000. This isn't 95. When the internet was just coming out. You guys do not rule the gaming world. The gaming populace does not sit on pins and needles for what IGN says about a game. So we just don't. So stop the phoniness. Like I read and watch some of these reviews, and you can see the fanboyism coming through the screen, bro. And it's just like, wow, dude. And then you go and play the game that they're slamming on, and whoa, big surprise! 95% of the crap they were complaining about isn't even in the game, or isn't even prevalent in the game to the degree with which they said it was. Case in point, Starfield. Sorry. Redfall came out earlier this year. Big time Xbox game. Delayed from its original release along with Starfield to be made better. Then it comes out and it gets universal negative reviews. Negative feedback. Blah, blah, blah. The game sucks. Oh my God, what a disaster. This is embarrassing for Xbox and blah, 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 blah. So it's on Game Pass, so I download it. Now, keep in mind, disclaimer, I did not play it launch. I downloaded it launch, but I had so much other stuff. Sea of Thieves was going crazy. I was playing that nonstop, and some other stuff on the Switch. So I didn't play it from launch. I gave it it was like 3 weeks to a month, and then I was like, let me get into it. So 3 weeks to a month after it launches, I get into it. I play it for about 6 hours straight. I had a blast. Had an absolute blast. Thought it was a great game. Thought the graphics were beautiful. Thought the AI was on point. One of their complaints was like, the AI is so stupid. A vampire could be just floating there and you could just walk right by it. Bullcrap, dude. You make a noise. You turn on a flashlight or something. That mother lover comes at you immediately and it's a fight. What are you talking about, bro? Now, did it really launch like that? And since I didn't play it from launch, between then and when I first played it, did they patch some things out? Possibly. But what I know is that when I played that game, it was a night and day from what the reviewers were saying it was. It was a very enjoyable game. I enjoyed it. I might actually re-download it and go back to it. The thing is, I'm on Starfield nonstop now. So that's one example. Then Starfield comes out now. And I hear all this much more negative feedback than I thought I would. I just hear it, through social media and all that. People, oh my God, yeah, it's a big game with a lot of worlds, but they're so empty and so barren. And it's like, again, I'm trying to stop the cursing, but no shit, Sherlock. Like, if you go to certain parts of our planet right now, it is barren. If you go right now to space, you got the Mars rover on Mars for God knows how many years now. Has it found any life? No, it's barren. There's going to be, in a game that big, with that many star systems, you're going to have planets that are thriving metropolises like the New Atlantis, the city that you're based in at the beginning of the game. And then you're going to have barren wastelands that maybe have some wildlife, and that's about it. It's going to vary. That's just common freaking sense. They complain about that, but if it was a PlayStation game, oh my God, it's such a beautiful landscape, such beautiful graphics. Look how real the environment looks. Go kick rocks, man. Get the hell out of here with that nonsense, man. So yeah, bro. So I wanted to do this review roundup and just see what we got here, man. So I pulled this up, man, from videogamechronicles.com. And it's a Starfield review roundup, and it has a quote here. It says, "Raises the bar for sandbox games even higher." Bethesda's big Xbox exclusive is out next week with early access on Friday. All right, so this is the week right before it launched. All right, so here we got some reviews from different publications. Again, like I said, I don't take the publications as gospel, bro. I don't care. I just want to see, for the sake of this video, what they're saying. I really wipe my hindquarters with what they think, bro. I really do, because I'm grown. I have a mind of my own, and I play the game, and I give you my honest thoughts on it. So nobody paying me to boost up or downgrade the game. So here we go. We got BGC. Gave it a 5 out of 5. Starfield is undoubtedly a game that players will explore for years. That is an understatement. That is well, no fault to them. That is as close to accurate as you can be, but it's still an understatement because, bro, this game is massive, massive. It says it's content rich in a way that's rare in modern gaming, but it's exactly the experience that people who've been buying different versions of Skyrim for years wanted. It doesn't reinvent the wheel with any of its mechanics, but almost everything it does so well that it's a truly engrossing experience. Okay. And we got The Verge. Verge doesn't give a number system or a rating, they just give you their thoughts, which might be the best way to do it. Says Starfield is another huge experience with an almost overwhelming amount of things to do and see, coupled with some great character development, role-playing features, and so-so action. But it also smooths over many of the rough edges that have defined past releases from the studio, while introducing a new theme and narrative that match the grand ambitions that Bethesda has always strived for. War never changes, but it's a lot more thrilling in space. Okay, I mean, I mainly agree with that. And the only thing I disagree, so-so action. The action is not so-so. The action is pretty damn good, man. As a matter of fact, one of the things I love about the game is the fact that you can play it in 3 different perspectives. You can play it in first person view, which is how I tend to play it when I get into skirmishes like gunfights with pirates, space pirates, and enemies and things of that nature. You could also play it in a third person over the shoulder kind of Gears of War / Resident Evil 4 perspective, where it's third person but it's kind of close to your character over the shoulder. And then you can play it in third person where it's zoomed out and you see your whole character like completely, and you have a much more expansive view of the world around you. So that's awesome. The action is more than so. The action is pretty damn good. Like I said, the gunfights inside research facilities, in mining caves, outside in the plains, all that. Also the interstellar combat, the space battles are awesome. Your ship, it takes a while to get used to. Your ship is a little bit more cumbersome than I like. It's more heavy. Like I want something agile, like an X-wing or A-wing, but this is more like, because this is a ship that holds a crew. So this is like a freighter with some weaponry, So it's kind of heavy and all that to maneuver around. But once you get the hang of it, you'll be blowing, space pirates into space dust with, in minutes. So yeah, there's that. Then we have Game Informer gave it an 8.5. I'm assuming out of 10. It took me a long time to fall in love with Starfield, and even after I did, certain aspects didn't work for me. But the things I didn't enjoy are vastly outweighed by my enthusiasm for this new original science fiction universe, the breadth of its adventures, and the appeal of its many interwoven stories. Go in with the expectation that it will take some time to find your footing in such a vast gameplay space, and there's a universe worth discovering here. Okay. I couldn't agree more. Now, I don't agree with the number. If I was going to give it a number, like I've said before, I don't see this game as anything lower than a 9. That's the floor. It's a 9 to a 9.5. It is that good. But this part that he says right here, he or she, I'm not sure. But the things I didn't enjoy are vastly outweighed by my enthusiasm for this new original science fiction universe, the breadth of its adventures, and the appeal of its many interwoven stories. That right there. That is what all these media publications, all these reviewers, the IGNs of the world and publications like that is what they have forgotten. Or what worse and more criminal, what they have chosen to ignore in pursuit of being paid off and having sponsorships and getting money. They have forgotten that there's no such thing as a perfect game. But when there's 1 or 2 things here that I don't like, but there's all these things over here that I like, they don't focus on the things over here that I like. They focus on the 1 or 2 things they don't. It's like they go into reviewing these games or these films looking for the flaw. Like, we know there's no such thing as a perfect game or movie, so we have to find that negative and just poke at it over and over again. Instead of being like, Yeah, it's not perfect. Yeah, I don't like this. I don't like that. But yo, check this out. Look at the amount of stuff I like versus one or two things I didn't like. They don't do that. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about. Then it says here we got Destructoid. They gave it a 10. I wasn't sure if I could be. Oh, sorry, I lost that. I wasn't sure if it could be done, but Bethesda has managed to raise the bar for sandbox games even higher. In the end, Starfield is an epic sandbox open world RPG with a beautifully immersive universe, a captivating story, and fun and compelling gameplay the whole way. I am so happy to have experienced Starfield organically, and I really hope you get to as well. Straight up. Video Gamer gave it a 9. Starfield is the enchantment and wonder of space bottled and fleshed out into something grand and ambitious, thoughtful and attentive, janky at times, often funny, but always charming. Spot on. It is janky at times. Yeah, you can't have a game that big and not have some areas where it's like, what the hell happened there? You know? PC Gamer gave it a 75. I don't love Starfield, but I'm happy to say that I do like it. Those first 90 hours I played were far from perfect, but I've got plenty of reasons to play 90 more. There you have a review that's still positive, but a little bit more, not cynical, but a little bit more like, yeah, I didn't love it. It wasn't the best game ever, but I did enjoy a lot of it, and I definitely have reason to go back. It's honest. Games Radar. 5 out of 5. Starfield isn't really a game you play to complete. It's more about living whatever sort of life you want in the literal universe Bethesda has created. Thank you. That right there. Yes. Yes. You guys know me, man. If you watch my channel for any amount of time, you know that one of my favorite consoles, my second favorite console of all time, the Nintendo Wii. How many amazing games are on that console? We know. Okay, there's Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, there's Twilight Princess, there's Skyward Sword, there's Smash Brothers Brawl, there's Mario Kart Wii, there's The Conduit, there's so many great games there's Metroid Prime 4, I wish. There's Metroid Prime 3 Corruption, there's Metroid Other M. Bro, it's so much, so much. Out of all those games, my favorite two games on the console are Endless Ocean and Endless Ocean Blue World. Why? Because those games, yeah, there's a story. Yeah, you can complete the story if you want to, but really it's just about exploring, enjoying, taking in that beautiful world the developer created for you to have fun in. It's about exploration. It's about living. It's about experiencing, not so much completing a story. That's right up my alley. So yeah, man. It says whatever you're thinking of doing, you almost certainly can do it, and the scale is almost a release in a way. You'll probably never see or do it all, so just enjoy the moment. That's straight up, man. There's months, if not years, of discoveries buried away in here, and even after 80 hours, I can't wait to see more. Spot on. Breath of the Wild to this day has people discovering stuff. It's almost 7 years later. This game dwarfs Breath of the Wild. I can tell you that right now. This game dwarfs Tears of the Kingdom, and Tears of the Kingdom is massive. There's months, if not years, of stuff packed away in this game for you to find. That is a truer statement couldn't be said. Polygon gave it no score. Well, it's no score. I don't know why. It says with Starfield, Bethesda has put all of its efforts into exploring the dark, vast corners of outer space. In the process, it has drained a lot of the humanity I was hoping to find in its wake. In trying to do everything, Starfield obfuscates, good word use, its most compelling mysteries. Now, when it says in the process, it has drained a lot of the humanity I was hoping to find in its wake, I think that's one of those people. They sounds like they're complaining that there's so much empty space and so much barren worlds. Again, it's reality. I mean, in our own planet, you can go to you can go to places in Africa, you can go to places in South America where it's nothing but wilderness, and there's nothing. There's no humanity. There's no people there. You think in an entire universe, if that's the case on our little planet, in an entire universe, no, you can't fit that concept in your head. Okay, that's why you work where you were. Then we go, Attack of the Fanboy, gave it a 5 out of 5. Starfield is the most potent value proposition for Game Pass, being the killer app for the subscription service. It is almost the best, most ambitious game in the Xbox Game Studio library to date. It would not be a stretch to say it could be one of the most ambitious games ever made, and that it followed through with many of those goals with relatively low compromise. For those fearing this game was Bethesda flying too close to the sun, this is a reminder that this same ambition, mixed with lots of caution and expertise, is also what put us on the moon. Okay, so he got very philosophical and poetic there at the end, but point taken. IGN gave it a 7. Of course, IGN did. Of course, IGN gave it a 7. Starfield has a lot of forces working against it, but eventually the allure of its expansive role-playing quest and the respectable combat makes its gravitational pull difficult to resist. So a game that is difficult to resist, meaning you want to be playing it all the time, but that's a 7 to IGN. Again, their own words condemn them, bro. WCCF Tech gave it a 9. With an engaging story, well developed characters and lore, and a huge amount of meaningful content, Starfield is one of Bethesda's finest games and one of the best role playing games released in the past few years. The lack of seamless exploration and real innovation of the typical gameplay formula from the studio are noteworthy, but those willing to forgo these issues will find the reactive and sprawling sci fi universe to lose themselves in for hundreds, if not thousands, of hours. Absolutely. RPG Site 9. This is absolutely the evolution I never knew that I wanted from the RPG subgenre, probably best nebulously described as a Bethesda game. For the first time, I'm actually truly attached to my character and their life in one of these games, and that's been transformative. Awesome. That's been achieved through a number of changes, some of them imperceptibly small, but they work. The real story here, that's the real story here. Starfield works, even though it's so big that I doubted that it ever could. Yeah, that's something that I came away thinking every time I played the game. Every time I played the game, in the back of my mind, I just have this thought of like, look at what I'm doing, look at how far I'm traveling, look at how big these worlds are. Look at just it's almost like you're of course it's a game, so we know, but I'm saying it's almost like you're really in space and it's like it works. It doesn't break, it doesn't collapse on itself. Um GameSpot gave it a 7. When you strip Starfield down to its essentials, it relies on a tried and true but well tread formula while missing some of the depth of the games that came before it. Starfield is a game more concerned with quantity than quality and leaves the experience at the surface level. Couldn't disagree more. Uh, Honestly, just could not disagree more. I don't know who you had playing it. I don't know if they were into these type of games, but to say that the game is shallow and just leaves the experience on the surface level, uh, yeah, factually incorrect. Uh, Touch Arcade, review in progress. If you enjoy Bethesda Game Studios games, and more importantly, love exploration and space, I think you should prepare to experience your new obsession with Starfield. I'm looking forward to spending more time with it and seeing how it improves over time on both Steam Deck and Xbox Series X. The fact that this game can be played on Steam Deck is crazy. So yeah, man, there you have it. Mostly positive reviews. I mean, really, these were all positive. Even the low, like the sevens. Uh, you know, IGN is nuts. We'll just say that we know this. They've become a parody of themselves. Uh, but yeah, man. So yeah, mostly positive reviews. Again, games of this size and of this magnitude are going to have issues here and there. That's going to happen. Like I said before, what you hope is that you don't run into something game breaking because then they really need to jump on it and address it immediately. Uh, so yeah, man. I mean, like I said, bro, I'm having a fantastic time with Starfield. We'll be playing it again later today. Um, and like I said, probably, we'll see how it goes. Again, because I'm new with the streaming thing, man. So I got to make sure everything's working and all that. But I'm going to start again tomorrow at 9 a.m. for the pre-show. And maybe in that pre-show, if people show up and we talk and we discuss the upcoming Nintendo Direct, I'll probably be streaming some Starfield for you guys. So we'll see on that, man. But yeah, man. So then going from there, we'll jump into the Nintendo Direct that's coming tomorrow, of which I will be live streaming. Um, Predictions, man. My thoughts. Honestly, bro, I really don't have much. I'm gonna look congested. Sorry. I really don't have much in the wake of the announcement that there's a Nintendo Direct. I'm thinking. I know we're gonna see more on Super Mario RPG Remake, which is great. For those who are waiting for that, I'm not a big fan of the franchise of that particular game. I know it's huge. I know it has a huge fan base. I know this is gonna kill on the Switch, which is awesome for Nintendo. And again, bro, you got to adopt that mentality that not everything in a presentation is for you. There's everybody's an individual, and you have thousands and thousands of different gaming tastes out there. So, but for me, it's like whatever. I hope they do show it off because it's a big time game for the end of the year, and I think they will. I think we'll see some of that. I think we're gonna see some also on Luigi's Dark Moon remake for the Switch or port to the Switch, whatever they're gonna call it. Which is awesome. I love the Luigi's Mansion games. 3 was by far the best. 1 was awesome on the GameCube, just very short. And the second one I never got to play because it was on the 3DS, and that was just a mistake by Nintendo. Stop. They were putting stuff on the 3DS instead of putting it on the Wii U, and then they wondered why the Wii U foundered. But So that'll be fun if it comes over. I look forward to checking that out. I don't think we're gonna see anything on that Princess Peach game. I really don't even know why they even showed the 5 second clip they did of it in the last direct. That was like, I think it's almost like if somebody forgot to press stop on the feed and it just kept playing. They just showed those 5 seconds. It's like, what are you doing? Like, you know, you're not gonna show this game for a while. So, um, I think we're gonna get some more Mario Kart information as far as booster pack, waves. We're reaching the end of that. It's supposed to be the end of this year. It was supposed to run until the end of 2023, and we're almost there. So, but yeah, I think we'll get some information on that, bro. Let me see. They've already confirmed, sorry, that there is no DLC for Tears of the Kingdom planned at all. So, which I believe is a good decision, man. I know some people might be disappointed by that, but I mean, honestly, bro, between Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, though they're basically 7 years apart, between those two massive games and the DLC that was there for Breath of the Wild, and also Age of Calamity was with that same art style and that same universe, just a different gameplay aspect. Between all that, bro, we've had our fill of this Zelda world, this art style, this iteration of the franchise. Tears of the Kingdom is so massive, bro. You don't need to add anything else to it, bro. Like I'm still going through it, bro. Like it's again, I've taken time off. I haven't really played it like as consistently as I did before. But I'm loving the game, and it's chock full of content. You don't. If Breath of the Wild to this day, 7 years later, we're still finding stuff. Tears of the Kingdom is going to be like Starfield in the sense that we'll be finding stuff a decade from now in that game. So, as far as I think that covers everything that I. Oh, and also I think they might introduce some DLC for Pikmin 4. They did do that on the Wii U for Pikmin 3 with some multiplayer stuff that was DLC, a bingo battle or bingo bonus or whatever it was called. So I think we might see that. I think that's about it as far as stuff we know. I'm gonna tell you right now, we're not gonna see anything on Switch 2. I don't think they're gonna. I think the earliest we would hear about that is in December, and even then, I don't think that's going to happen because I don't think they're going to cannibalize their own sales for their current console by bringing up a new console. I think we'll probably hear about that in January. Uh, but because we're not going to hear anything about Switch 2, we're not going to hear anything about Metroid Prime 4. Get that out your heads. It's not going to happen. Not even entertaining the thought of it. Because I believe that Metroid Prime 4 is going to be given the Twilight Princess and Breath of the Wild treatment, because its development has languished throughout the entire life cycle of the console. I think it's going to come out on both consoles. It's definitely coming out on the original Switch. They're not going to crap the bed on that. They've been promising that for 7 years. It's going to happen. But it's going to be a major launch title and a major driving force for the launch of the new console. So since we're not going to hear anything about Switch 2 in this presentation, we're not going to hear anything about Metroid Prime 4. Aside from that, man, I would like to hear. Here's a couple things I would like to see, and I don't know. They're kind of they're maybes. There's no real. I don't think there's a real lean to no, this is not gonna happen, or yes, this is gonna happen. I think they're just ambiguous. They're in the middle. So I would like to see finally a reveal or a teaser or some kind of information on Mario Kart 9. I think it's time. It's time. Even if it's not going to come out until Switch 2, it's time. I mean, Mario Kart 8 has done its job. It's the number one selling game on the system, if I'm not mistaken. You have everybody that wants that game has it, and you have free. Free if you have Nintendo Switch Online. If not, they can pay for it. But you have all these waves of DLC that have been for the last year coming out for the game, supporting it, keeping it fresh. Once that's done, it's time, bro. It's time. I mean, and really, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, it didn't launch on the Switch. It launched years before on the Wii U. So that game has been since 2014, I think. We're going on almost a decade since the last Mario Kart. It's time. Let's see it, bro. Come on now. We know you've been developing it. So a teaser will be nice. And something that I will not let go of. I'm dying for this to finally happen because I believe it's real. It's a rumor. I don't want to say it's a leak, even though some people may say there's leaks about it. For me, it's just been a rumor, but it's a rumor that has refused to die, and it's been around for about 2 years now. And when a rumor sticks around for that long, Yeah, it's probably true. It's probably there's a lot of smoke, man. Don't tell me there ain't no fire. Donkey Kong, bro. We've had rumors of a new Donkey Kong game for 2 years now. I would love for that to be a reality. I would love for that to be shown off, revealed at least. I would love for it to be a Donkey Kong 3D game like Donkey Kong 64, but I'm not gonna turn my nose up at a Donkey Kong Country game. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze is phenomenal. Donkey Kong Country Returns was epic. The Donkey Kong Country games do not miss. So either way, bro, I would love to see DK back. Uh, and then from there, we go into my usual bag of misfits, my usual bag of rejects, my usual bag of the forgotten. I want my Pilot Wings, my F Zero, my Wave Race, my 1080, and my Star Fox. I want these games, man. Like, come on, bro. Like, dude, Nintendo, first and foremost, Star Fox is the only one that has been somewhat recent. It's been about 7 years. I think it was 2015, more or less. That 7 or 8 years actually. That we had Star Fox Zero. I love Star Fox Zero, but Star Fox Zero was half-ass. You rushed it. You didn't really give a damn about it. You just put it out to have something on that year. Again, the same neglect you've been giving Star Fox as a company its entire freaking existence. Star Fox 1 and 2 on the Super Nintendo, you did with love and passion. Star Fox 64 was the magnum opus. And the last freaking time you put any real effort into making a Star Fox game was Star Fox Assault on the GameCube, which was awesome, but it was on a failing console, so of course it wasn't going to sell. But it was awesome. If you if you were to take Star Fox Assault right now and make an HD port and put it out on the Switch, in a couple of years that game will be at over 10 million. Easy. Because there's way more than 10 million Nintendo fans, and the majority of Nintendo fans like Star Fox. And I don't understand how Nintendo's missing this opportunity, bro. Like, you literally could have your own Star Wars, that kind of a universe, that kind of a franchise under your belt with Star Fox. If you took the time and effort to make this game, to make a new Star Fox game, and make it an epic game. Don't make it an on-rails arcade shooter that can be completed in a weekend. That's what they've all been. Make it an epic universe where you could take branching paths, where you have a crew, this whole world, this whole lure of the Lilat system, Corneria, Venom, Katina, and all these different planets, and the Cornerian army and the Andross's forces and all. Bro, you can make it the dinosaur planet, all of that, bro. You're dropping the ball. There's gold right there, bro, to be mined, and you're just like, I don't want to pick up the axe or the mining pick, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, Star Fox is it, but also, man, Wave Race. The last time we saw Wave Race was on the GameCube. It was phenomenal. What happened? Last time we saw Pilot Wings. If you count it, the 3DS Pilot Wings Resort, which was one of the 5 3DS games I bought when I got a 3DS, and then I was just like, yeah, you know what? I'm not a handheld guy. But we haven't seen Pilot Wings in years, man. That was 2012, bro, and that was a 3DS little it was like a Wii Sports mixed with Pilot Wings thing. Pilot Wings 64 was in 1996, bro. That was the last time we saw it. 1080 GameCube was the last time. Avalanche was amazing. Why? Why don't we have this? And F Zero, dude, GameCube. Like, come on, bro. Don't give me this. The tracks that we put F Zero Love in Mario Kart. That doesn't count. That doesn't count. I want these games back, man. So I'm always gonna bring them up every direct. Like, something's got to give, man. At some point, one of these games got to break through, man. But anyways, bro, those are my thoughts and predictions, bro. We could talk more in depth about them tomorrow, starting at 9 a.m. on twitch.tv/Reezonoticz, my Twitch channel. I'm going live at 9 a.m. for a 1-hour pre-show, and then 10 a.m. the direct starts, and we're going to react to it together, man. I hope to see you guys there, man. God bless y'all. Stay gaming. It's R to the double E, dash to the Z. You.